anyone anywhere in the world is going through something. There's always something that's trying to get at us, or a situation out of our control. And when we look at that situation from a different perspective, somehow things can change. And the other day I was taking my son for a walk in the evening, and we heard an ambulance sound. And he said, Mama, there's an ambulance sound, there's a siren. So we saw this ambulance go past us. And I don't know about you, but whenever I hear a siren, I always immediately get concerned, and I think, I hope the people are okay. And so we followed this ambulance to a house, and we just stood to the side and just watched to see what was going on. And we saw this old lady getting pushed out on a wheelchair. We weren't sure if she was alive or dead. And then the family came out, and they saw us concerned looking. And they were so lovely. They came over and said what was happening, and she had low blood pressure, and she was going to the hospital to get checked out and monitored. And I don't know, I just felt so emotional for them, and just said, I'm so sorry, we're praying. Is there anything we can do? Are you okay? And you could see they were so moved. And we said, we'll continue to pray and think about you. And so they got in the ambulance and went off to the hospital. And I remember just walking up the path back to our house with Sammy. I said, Sammy, we need to just pray for that lady, that she'll be okay. And I just remember the whole evening I felt so troubled by it. And I didn't know why. And I just felt God say, you're troubled because that's not my will. You're troubled because that's not right. It's not right that people are in pain and things like that are going on. That's not the way I intended when I created. I created with perfection. And so he just so lovingly encouraged me to view life from heaven, because at this present moment we are all seated in heavenly places. We're next to the Father. We're at the right hand in Jesus, with Jesus. And God said, so often people want to look to situations on the earth, and they're looking through an earthly perspective. They're looking so low. They're looking at such a humanistic point of view where there are no answers there. There are no answers that are going to help you. When you're trying to get healing and you're just looking there, that you're not going to get the supernatural miracle. When you're trying to get a relationship problem, some problems are unsolvable on a natural level. But when you look through a heavenly perspective, it's completely possible. When you look from heaven, all things are possible, because everything in heaven is completed. It's perfect. It's won. It's done. It's victory. And I think we all go through stuff. There's always something going on that's out of our control. There's sickness or health issues or anything. And if we look at that from a natural point of view, it looks hopeless. It looks useless. It looks like it's dead. It's not going to work. But thank God for God, because when we look from his angle, from his way, we go from pleading with God. We go from trying to pray to God. We go from that to standing in heaven and declaring, because we go from trying to get to we've already got. And I think that can be a problem sometimes, is we go through something and we try and say, God, help me, give me the answers, do this. And God's going, I already have. But you need to declare it. You need to declare what you see in heaven. You need to declare the victory I've already given you. You need to declare the health I've given you. You need to declare the relationship, the wholeness, the marriage that I set out for you, that marriage I created for you. You need to declare over your children life and abundance and prosperity and blessing, because I've already given it to you. Don't pray for it, declare it. Don't pray for it and ask me for it. You've already got it. I've already given you everything, and you need to now lift your eyes above. Stop looking at the situation. Start looking at heaven, and from heaven declare to earth. Because as it is in heaven, it will happen on earth. As it is in heaven, it will happen on earth. And I just remember feeling so encouraged, because there's so many things we can feel hopeless about. But when you lift your eyes above, that hopelessness becomes hope. And there's faith that comes. And I just want to encourage anyone, whatever you're going through, whatever you feel hopeless, wherever you feel this is dead, it's done, it's not. There's so many situations in the Bible that we can read about where it looked dead, but it's not dead. But when we give ourselves over to God and we declare His victory and His life and His solution and His answer, then we can see that manifested on earth. And so I just wanted to encourage anyone who listens. I know I felt encouraged, and it's helped me to have a new perspective. I hope it gives you a new perspective too. So go and declare. Don't pray, go and declare, because He is good and He only has good things for us.